This video contains spoilers for Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake, so if you haven't played them yet, go play them, and come back and check out the video. You've been warned. Final Fantasy VII Remake has become one of my all-time favorite games. In the course of playing through multiple times to see everything it has to offer, something started to bug me. And it's all the sex trafficking. 300 meters beneath the behemoth plates of Midgar, there is the seedy, lawless underbelly known as Wall Market. You can gamble, you can drink, you can watch a man fight a house! The sequence of events that takes place there in the original Final Fantasy VII is hysterical, iconic, and dark. In short, our protagonist Cloud infiltrates the mansion of Wall Market's crime boss, Don Corneo. To do this, he must cross-dress and pose as a candidate for the Don's bridal audition, alongside his two friends, Aerith and Tifa. Dressed convincingly enough, and the Don will even pick Cloud over the two girls. It's a scene full of over-the-top dark comedy where the villain tricks the heroes and escapes. Several hours and game discs later, he does get his comeuppance. In the remake, there are a myriad of differences and additions that are just fantastic. There is one that after several playthroughs has soured me on a few of what were initially some of my favorite characters. I'm talking about the trio. Chocobo Sam, Madam M, and Andrea Rodea, three of Wall Market's most affluent and likable citizens. Sam, the shifty but amiable owner of the local taxi service who understands the world he lives in is harsh and gives himself every advantage by cheating. He also sounds like Sam Elliott and cares for the people of the community and, more importantly, raises chocobos, the adorable ostrich canaries of the Final Fantasy universe. Andrea Rodea is a magnificent Freddie Mercurian dandy who stars in and runs the Honeybee Inn, Wall Market's exclusive dance club. This absolute pimp is constantly surrounded by honey boys and honey girls that adore him, and he has an eye for all things beautiful. Then there's Madam M, the no-nonsense proprietor of Wall Market's premier hand massage parlor and pillar of the community. A shrewd businesswoman and firm believer in karma, Madam M keeps an eye out for the citizens in Wall Market as well as in the slums of Sector 5 and presumably Sector 7. In Chapter 9 of the remake, Cloud and Aerith meet the trio and with their help infiltrate the Don's bridal audition in comically farcical fashion involving a dance contest, cross-dressing, and a squat-off. It is, as Andrea would say, perfection. Until I think about it. At first, I loved the trio. They're charming, funny, and intelligent. They are also, as far as I can tell, complicit in the sex trafficking, and it's never addressed or atoned for. As much as I want to like these three, that's not okay. So, what am I talking about? From what I can gather, Don Corneo has married, at a minimum, 60 girls in the past 6 months, which doesn't include the ones he doesn't pick who get sent to his henchmen. Now, 60 is a conservative estimate, my assumption being one girl picked every 3 days over a 6-month period. This may have been going on far longer than 6 months, though. It's never made clear what happens to these girls, save that they disappear. However, considering that the Dawn has a gas room, literal sex dungeon, no kink shame, but it's underground and has garbage and torture implements as well as S&M gear, and has a trapdoor in his bedroom that leads to a giant sewer monster. Odds are he throws them down there to be eaten after he gasses them and has his way. Even for Final Fantasy VII, that's dark. The trio are said to be the only ones who know the Don's tastes, and girls have to have a letter of approval from one of them to be in the audition. Now, Sam has no problem sending Aerith straight to the Don. He may love chocobos and sound exactly like Sam Elliott, but that is f***ed up. Madam M is even worse. She agrees to help you after you've won her a literal million gil, and, depending on how active Cloud is with the community of Sector 5, outfits Aerith with a stunning dress, or at least a dress. Which means she wants to send good, hard-working young women to the Don. Andrea, on the other hand, seems to be actively working against Corneo by turning one of the Don's lieutenants, but he still sends applicants and knows what Corneo likes. I've never seen Cloud not get picked as the bride in the remake. I wouldn't be surprised if Don Corneo had serious leverage on all three of them because they were running profitable businesses he wanted to exploit. blackmail and coercion seem well within Corneo's means. I don't know. The trio weren't in the original, so the sex trafficking that was implied there was solely on the Don, who has no redeeming qualities other than his use as a tool of comic relief, and he dies a victim of his own lust and greed. With the addition of the trio, these three are complicit in some stomach-turningly dark shit. How many girls looking for a ride did Sam lure in with Chocobo Charm? How many masseuses did M send to work out a kink for the Don? How many Shinstagram models thought the Honeybee Inn would be their big break? Perhaps it's to show how corrupt Midgar is that these three are pillars of the community. Am I completely overthinking this fictional world? Probably. But it's still fun to think about. Did I miss some crucial piece of lore that makes me look like an idiot? Let me know your thoughts on this and Final Fantasy VII Remake in general in the comments.
Is that you?
Thanks for listening.
Oh my god, that makeup! And that dress!
Nailed it, I know, thank you. Moving on.